Hey guys, welcome to another Anime Kingdom discussion slash review. Sorry this one is coming out actually a day later than the episode actually came out, but I've been kind of busy lately, but I finally got it out. So, this is of course on episode 9 of Black Bullet. So the episode starts off with Rentaro and Tina going to see Dr. Morodo, and it's really funny because Tina is looking at this like weird eye thing, whatever, in a glass thing. This, and then all of a sudden, she appears out of nowhere with like a zombie-like face, and like, ugh, and Tina just screams, and it's like, oh my god, so what the hell? But of course, right after that, um, like when she's looking, Morodo's looking at them, she says another thing. She accuses Rentaro of kidnapping. She's like, "You're gonna get how many years in jail for this?" And he's like, "No, that's not what I did not kidnap her." And Tina's all like, "He would never do that." And Moroto says, "Oh, are you sure?" He has felt the butts of hundreds of young girls passing and invaded elementary schools to steal stool samples from 1,000 times and calls him the Grand Master of Perverts. Now, I don't know, that's a pretty unique title, you know? Of course, he's. And then Tina, like, leans away, like, I didn't know you're a person of such stature. And he's like, don't believe her. And it's just really funny, like, what the hell, you know? So after that, Maroto talks about Shoma, stopping by looking for. Talks about Shoma stops by looking for Rentaro, and at first you're like, "Who's Shoma?" Right? And then of course Rentaro, because Tina asked that, and Rentaro says that he's a senior practitioner of Tendo martial arts. He's a senior practitioner of Rentaro in the dojo that they were at for Tendo martial arts, and that he pretty much respected him a lot. Like he looked up to him, and then he left the dojo out of nowhere. So after that, Tina brings up how she will have people chasing her, and I forget what his name is, that one dude, but she's gonna have people chasing her because she was supposed to kill herself if she failed the last time, and then she's like, she doesn't want to bring inconvenience to everyone, so she asks if she thinks she should leave Tendo security, civil security, and then both Rentaro's like, you idiot, and Moroto's like, that's foolish, and then Rentaro states that Kisara, Enju, and himself are not so weak that she needs to worry about them. And then here is the funny part, because I literally, like, I just cracked up laughing at this part. Moroto then states the funniest thing. She says, eh, a liberal translation of what Rentaro is trying to say is that you're a vital part of my little girl harem plan, so there's no way I'm letting you get away, or something like that. And then right when and I just cracked up. That was so funny. And he's like, and then she's like, and he's like, don't believe her. Moroto is so funny. Like she really just cracks me up. And so, yeah. After that, Tina is sleeping, and she asks, how. Moroto asks how Rentaro feels about Enju and Tina, and he says he thinks that they are cute. And come on, to be honest, who wouldn't think that? They are really cute. Honestly, I think Tina's better though. She's super cute. But after that, and then he says that the things they do without thinking makes his heart skip, and that was so cute. But yeah, and then of course Moroto, being a downer, said don't get too attached since they are bound by their corrosion rate, which is a shackle they cannot escape, and that they're different from them. And then after that, Rentaro gets all mad, and he says that Enju is a human just like them, and you know states all this kind of stuff. And Moroto says that people who think that they're in a minority, he's in a minority, and if he really wanted to change the world, he should have become a politician. And then Rentaro brings up this huge speech, and pretty much states at the end he will defeat all of the Gasteria, and that's his plan. so that no one will and fear them like they do right now because the Gasteria will be gone. So after that, Moroto shows him these files that she found, and it goes back to the Gasteria War, and like I think 20 years before from the present, and Rentaro states that all the records from beginning to the end of the Gasteria War was destroyed, and even Moroto says that's what the textbooks say, but they weren't because obviously they had the files right there, and they try to go. She tried to go in and shows them that their key level is insufficient, which means that someone is trying to conceal it. Well, I wonder who that is, right? Like seriously, no, who is that? Like someone to try and conceal that? I wonder why. And then of course they said something about Nonohoshi Village, which was like something about that bike too. Something I forget. Like something with the bike. Something with yeah, and then right after that, Kisada calls him and tells him about the news. Like, did you see the news? And what's happening is that the news have finally, people have finally discovered that the monolith is whitening and that how much days they have and pretty much that. Yeah. After that, it goes to the camp where all the civil workers are, the promoters and the initiators are, and it shows that like Kitagi's his girl, I forget her name precisely, but she was all like, why do we have a crappy tent and everyone else does, has the nice one? And then Rentaro says that the reason is because to have a team you need to have at least 6 people, but you only have 4 because Tina doesn't count because her rank was is no longer valid. It was taken away from her. And then after that, her Rentaro and Enju go looking for new people, which is really funny because Enju's like, "Oh, how about them? How about them?" And she states that this one guy because he's got like, and then Rentaro's like, "Oh no, he's got armor, so like a full plate armor, so he's pretty much trying to, he's trying to defend himself, and that he just wants to, he doesn't want Rentaro says that it should be better if you have lighter clothes so you can be speedy and go around while he's just trying to defend and not die from them, which is not what they're looking for. So after that, Enji turns around like, "Ooh, how about him?" And he's like this huge thick guy, and then she's like, "Oh, I'll go ahead." And then Rentaro was like, "Hey, no!" So it's pretty funny that part too. And then after that, they hear something. A whole bunch of people are crowding around this one area, and they found the guy in armor and his initiator dead. And I was like, "Whoa." One of the civil workers killing people in there? What's going on? And then right after that, they hear a fight is happening somewhere else. So they're thinking, oh, maybe that's the guy who killed them. So they go off to rush to the fight, and there they find 2 people. One is just this big guy. It's pretty. I don't know. I'm sorry, but he's gay. He got a star on his face with his like tank top, fat tank, and I don't know. He just like getting all mad at the other guy, and then they end up going into a fight, which is really one-sided fight because the other guy just completely destroys him and his initiator, which like has like not Wolverine, I forget her name, but she has like nails, but yeah, and just destroys them. Like, well, doesn't kill them, but beats them like really, really easy, pretty much. And after that, it turns out the guy is Shoma, the guy that they were talking about before he left the dojo. So I was like, oh, so there he is. That's how he looks. And after that, Shoma says that like the whole time the reason he was looking for him was because he heard about Rentaro and his accomplishments and how he was making a team, and he asks, he wants to join him. So he asks him, which Rentaro of course says yes, but then he asks why is he a civil officer and why did he leave the dojo so suddenly? Which Shoma states that he just wasn't cut out for it, and that's all he wants to say pretty much. He says that's all. And after that, Rentaro asks one more question. He asks, were you the one who killed that pair? The guy with the big armor, the armor guy? And he says, huh? What are you talking about? So Rentaro just says, never mind, because, that pretty much means he doesn't know anything that happened. After that, the Kitagi siblings come up with the tent, and they all gather around the fire. And Shoma and Midori, which is the his initiator, introduce themselves, and we find out that Midori is a model cat initiator. And it's really funny because Enchi's like, "Oh, can you do magic?" Which she's like, "Huh?" And like, "Cause you have a witch hat," and you would think that, right? And then Shoma's like, "Come on, you gotta," cause Midori is so cute. She's like this little shy girl. She's like, "Oh no," and then she's like, she takes off her hat and she has cat ears. So hey guys, this show's got lolis. This show's got loli with cat ears, cat girls. So yeah, and then it's sometimes Rentaro states that it sometimes happens too that they get aspects from the animal that they are. So yeah. After that, they state that they say that they're talking, and then Rentaro says that he'd rather have 10 people instead of 6 because it'd be better. He can command this much people. They can have like these people on his flank, these people over here. It's just a better group pretty much, and that they pretty much need 2 more pairs. And then all of a sudden, Kisada comes out of nowhere saying, "You only need 1 because her and Tina will be teaming up." And then he's like, "What?" But Tina's rank got and turns out that they took it off, so she gets her not gets her rank back, but her and Kisada are able to make a team, and they get like some pretty high rank, and not high rank like it's not a good rank, but they would get there, yeah, for now. And then at first Rentaro is completely like, no, he doesn't want it because he cares about Kisada a lot, and he talks of he what about her health, and she's like she's fine. And then all of a sudden she's like, come on. And then Tina also comes like on her cute sad face like, you don't want me to be in your team. And then Rentaro was just like, and then he's like, fine. So he pretty much ends up agreeing, which is pretty funny. And after that, all the civil officers gather because one of the soldiers called Rentaro them that all of them are gathering to this guy named Commander Gado, which is like a really high ranking civil officer. And he then tells them the plan, and Rentaro asks him why are they not doing this and that, because it seems like obviously that they're really just support. They're just in the back lines. They're not in the front, which doesn't make sense because they're the only ones that could really hurt them. But we'll see what happens. So after that, Rentaro and Kisada actually have a moment. They're like talking to each other, and then right when they're about to kiss, guess what? Of course, they get interrupted, and everyone's like staring at them, like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, did you?" She always goes back to the boob thing. Did you seduce Rentaro with having him squeeze your boobs? And Kitagi is also funny because he's like, "What are you doing to my goddess?" Because he thinks of her as his goddess, and they're like, "What the hell?" And it's just funny. It was really a little funny moment. After that, they're all gathering around the campfire where you know, they reintroduce themselves, and then they all start standing up, taking out their guns and the weapons, gun, sword, whatever, and then they have like a cheer, yeah, yeah, and then that's pretty much ends the episode. So my review of the episode, it was really just I thought it was gonna go into fighting already, but not yet. It's pretty much just more of a lead up again. It leads up to the next the fight, the battle. But I'll give it I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because it had good moments, but it was pretty much just everything to lead up to the moment. It had its funny moments, had its little, his team gathering, but it still didn't like, whoa, wow me. But I'm really excited for next episode because he still needs 1 more pair because also he said he wants 10, and now they have 3 pairs, which is, yeah. Um, wait. Yes, they have 4 pairs. Sorry, I forgot about Kisada and Tina joining up. So they have 8 people, so they need 1 more pair. And after that, I'm also super like, oh, I wonder who that pair is gonna be because it didn't say anything about who the pair is gonna be. But after that is I'm pretty sure, hopefully, it's gonna be the battle, and I think that's gonna be pretty epic, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm very excited for it. So, as I said before, this is a discussion. So I want to hear what you guys think too. So put in the comments below what you thought. You know, what if anything I missed, or if you want to ask me a question, or what you think about what how excited you are for the next episode. And well, yep, that's my discussion slash review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Till next time, guys. Bye.